Dear friends, there is a charming little story, children's story. Children's story, but with a valuable lesson for us young adults and adults. The story of the race of a tortoise and rabbit. They were the best of friends. The rabbit asked the tortoise, "Can you run as fast as I run?" And he giggled, imagining he was making a joke with the tortoise. The tortoise said, "No, I will not be able to run as fast as you can, but I will reach first." And again, the rabbit giggled. "Let us make a bet." They made a bet, set the target, and set off. The rabbit, 1, 2, 3 jumps, reached very much ahead. Looked back. The tortoise was slowly dragging itself with the heavy burden of its body. And again, the rabbit giggled, and once again, 1, 2, 3 jumps. Again, reached very far ahead, looked back, could not even see the tortoise. And the rabbit said to himself, "Oh no, the tortoise will never make it. How can it make it with that heavy body?" And that's when the rabbit saw fresh, green grass and vegetable leaves. He fed on it and filled the stomach. So happy he was, and that's when a few fancy, colorful birds came flying down, singing. And the rabbit was amazed how beautiful these birds are. He jumped with them and fooled around with them and heard their singing, was so happy, and then the birds flew away. And the rabbit was a little sad and lonely, and therefore he ate more grass, more leaves, and felt very drowsy and lay down to sleep and was snoring. Meanwhile, the tortoise very slowly, slow but steady, carrying its big burden of its body, passed by. When the rabbit caught up, he realized, "Oh, where is the tortoise?" And saw it so near the target, the rabbit began to jump, but never reached the aim. The tortoise had reached the target. When the rabbit came with a shameful smile, the tortoise said, "My dear friend, remember this. Never forget your aim, whatever you see along the way." My dear sisters and brothers, a good lesson for us. All of us are sent to this world by God with an aim, a clear aim, a mission to fulfill. We may not forget that mission, whatever we see around, whatever goes on, whatever makes us distracted, we shall have the aim clear in our vision. The most beautiful, the richest, the most intelligent people are not necessarily the people who lead successful lives, but people having perseverance, setting the goal and moving slowly. There could be a heavy burden we may have to bear, the burden of the responsibilities of our family, the burden of our own sickness or disability, and many other troubles and struggles in life. And yet, if we are steady and if we are dependent on God, God will be there to strengthen us all the time. There is a very precious word of Jesus, Luke chapter 14, verses 28 and 29. For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him. We become a mockery. Whoever does not have real perseverance will make a mockery of life. Often people say the first leap should be the best leap, yes. And yet, the first leap could be an impulsive decision. We need to sit down, as Jesus said, and plan the future, count the cost, and then begin. Once we begin, we move on. Never distracted with anything around us. Never forget the aim. We have seen young political leaders. They come into the public declaring their ideals. I want my country to be the best. Run on ideals of our ancient culture. And they begin well. They stand for a local election. They come out victorious. Everyone applauding. That's when they forget the target, the ideal they started with. Big money comes in, corruption, and friends move in, and parties, and then a leader emerges as bad as others, as corrupt as others. We have seen business people, they sit back, they plan well, they calculate, they succeed. One deal, two deals, a foreign deal, and then they take it easy. They go the easy way to make money because friends move in. And easy ways are shown. They forget all the ideal and parties and relationships and picnics and outings and foreign trips. The business collapses. A marriage. Young man, a young woman with great ideal begin the marriage. But as days and months and years go by, a misunderstanding, a letdown, they become so bitter with each other. The first thing they think about is a divorce or separation. What happened? They did not cling on to God. Companionship is not the aim of marriage. The aim of marriage is commitment. Commitment to each other in the power of the Holy Spirit. St. Paul writes to Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, let's not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Never give up the aim, the ideal, the target. The Lord begins every good work, whether political leadership or business or marriage. Every good work is inspired and started by the Lord. You and I shall be close to Him, depending on Him, waiting on Him to receive the power of the Holy Spirit so that we may move. There will be failures, heavy responsibilities, and yet when the Holy Spirit is with us, we will never give up. Remember the advice of the tortoise. Do not forget your aim, whatever you see along the way.